Yeah, my name's Tony Thompson. We're currently on our property called the Angle, which is sort of between Burke and Louth, or close to Burke, on the riverine floodplain of the Darling. Um, so it's typical floodplain country for this part of the world. Grey clays. Um, I guess this particular block has had a long history of overgrazing for a long period of time, and we've basically lost all those core species that we'd like to have in our landscape, and that is particularly perennial grasses, but perennial shrubs as well. We're starting to see a return of some of the perennial shrubs, but perennial grasses at this stage are basically non-existent in this particular part that we're looking at here. We're involved in the Rangelands Living Skin project. Was very excited to get this project off the ground and to be a part of the project. And the project really is about trying to identify, I guess, different methods to see whether we can achieve some different and hopefully better outcomes to what we've seen with traditional grazing practices. Our approach is what we call a regenerative approach. We've split all our grazing country up into smaller units, so into cell grazing type structure across the farms, and we're finding some really encouraging results. Rest and recovery is really a big part of our management nowadays, and what we've seen since we've incorporated rest into the system is a real change in perennial shrubs starting to propagate underneath some of these large old coolabah black box trees that we have on the riverine plain. So quite encouraged about that, and but we're really trying to focus on how we can get perennial grasses back into the landscape, and throughout this project we'll be endeavouring to try different techniques, some around biology, some around maybe seeding of nurseries that may enable us to propagate grasses out from those nurseries. Different techniques that we can try and re-establish some grasses. Because what we're finding where we do have perennial grasses and some perennial shrubs is the response after rainfall is just so much more than what we get out of our annual plants. So we're trying to, I guess, improve the function of this land, of the soils that we're working in. We think that there's basically these soils are pretty dead, and so we're hoping through this project that we can demonstrate by working on soil health we can have a big impact on productivity, and I guess the whole ecology that we're working in.